Hello, my dear Capricorn. I hope you all are doing well and surviving. The Mercury retrograde is going to be over on March 10th, and that will be so wonderful. Welcome to my brand new YouTube channel for general YouTube readings and spiritual coaching. So happy to have you here. I hope you enjoy your reading and you stay subscribed so that you're able to see the reading next month. So for March 2020, we have Go White as specific intention for this spread. We have bottom of the decks open here to kind of set the tone, and I will get the spread going. So we have perception. We have a turning point, kind of that snake transformative energy there. And then we also have this Mother Earth energy. This is like a Native American deck, so very earthy. When we have this ancestor here, this would be your energy, if I do say so, that is you being a leader. And in that same sense here, we have this letting love grow. So really allowing yourself to open up to the ideas of love, which then we also have commitment, love again, and then healing. Perhaps in the matters of love, perhaps not. We have bless all in need of healing, hope and love. Spirit grants us strength and wisdom, guide us to the path of wellness. So I would say that this has to do a lot with self-love, but there could be some past relationships coming up, kind of giving us this reason to turn the events, to move things along in a different fashion. It says return to the start of a new cycle, the right timing, regeneration, inevitability, and steady improvement. So kind of that renovation. So we're going to go ahead with the spread. Now this is not going to be a Celtic cross or likely to be any spread that you have seen before, because I did create it to work with all of my decks simultaneously. So we're going to go ahead and turn these over so we can get the spread going, and we'll see what's going on here with the past relationship and with this perception here. So let's just go ahead and get started. I will put in the description box all of the links of how to get your own reading scheduled. This is going to be a general reading, so some things are going to resonate and other things will not. So if you find yourself getting a squirrel brain and you are focused on other things, just trust that and know that the universe wants you to focus there. So the bottom of the deck here for your spread, we have this beautiful card here, which is a 10 of fire. And this is about a completion. So again, with that snake energy that we saw before. So this fiery wings that are opening up, this crown chakra that is bursting open, this oneness with self and with source. Beautiful way to start the deck off. So the beginning, okay, beautiful. So that is confirmation. And the next one down here, oh my goodness, you all, it just continues going. So, okay, there's an alignment happening within you. We have these chakras going upwards, and this isn't in every single one of these cards in the deck. And some of them I'll just file back in. But again, we have this really beautiful alignment, crown chakra opening up to grow fruit, and the root chakra going into the ground to, ground yourself and ground your energy in order to sprout these wings, which is all about this creative energy. Okay, beautiful. So we'll go ahead and put those back where they belong. Let those stay at the bottom of the deck. And obviously that is the center, what it is that you're focusing on, or what it is that the universe would like you to focus on. In the past, we have the childlike innocence, the number 1, the beautiful beginning. Now you will see again me flip a lot of my cards right side up. I don't do role reversals. It drives some people crazy, but that is okay. In your mindset, this is the mindset card position in the spread, and we have abundance. You are creating abundance, overflow, those baskets of fruit overflowing, and the universal messages from source. There's duality. This is a 2 of fire. And sometimes this is about conflict. Sometimes this is about contrast. But when it's in the source position, messages from source, this says, see the duality in who you are. There's 2 sides to every story. and allowing everybody to have their place. Now, moving forward here, destiny. So this goes with the abundance card. This is your heart-centered purpose. This is what you're here to do. This is your mission. Okay, and it goes hand in hand here with your abundance and your ability to create. So we'll go deeper into this innocence card in just a moment. What I'd like to do is find the momentum that is fueling your mindset. What is going on with my Capricorn viewers, and what is fueling and giving momentum to their mindset? Happiness and overflow. Beautiful. So more abundance. You have abundance on the mind. And what is fueling the momentum of our actions? The Page of Bows. So this would be the Page of Wands or the Page of Fire. And so we have a lot of fire energy going on with you, which is very interesting. You guys are an earth sign. So you're feeling grounded and you're wanting to burst those wings up and, you know, create with source. So the bottom of the deck here, endurance. So we have this child sitting at the mouth of the cave. There's lightning storms going on, and she or he is, you know, building that fire, creating stability, and staying safe until the morning when they can head home. Very cool. We'll revisit that in a moment. So what we're going to do next, let me get my cards in a row here. We're going to see what other messages we have from Spirit. Let's see what your Spirit team has to say about what's going on. More into that duality, what's going on with the Two of Fire there. The intentions. Okay, so there might be some back and forth energy of the how it will be done, how will we see the results. And then we have rescue. This is the ability to ask for help. We have this beautiful maiden here at the top of the waterfall on this floating mystical island. There's a tower up here that is bursting with smoke and rainbows, and everything is working. There's fruit on the trees. There's, you know, moss and greenery, but someone is coming to help. So asking for help when it comes to setting your intentions, when it comes to finding the duality within yourself and such. So bottom of the deck, we have Peaks of Joy, an hour of power. This is about you finding your joy and pursuing it with no looking back, no stopping yourself. So very beautiful message there about trust. So we'll come back to and revisit all of the cards, so do not worry. Next, we will go into what needs to be expressed, what is ready to be outwardly expressed from your soul. Okay, pleasure. I love this. We have a little deer here next to a gateway, and I love this stability that's in this card. So once that grounded energy is there, once the fruit is growing on the trees and the flowers are bursting, then we feel ready to give ourselves the paycheck, right? To give ourselves that pleasure and that ability to feel. What I'm feeling is safety allows you to feel more abundant. And so we have healing the chaos. There is a little bit of healing to be done. I think this goes hand in hand with this child card. The colors are the same. The vibe feels very similar. We've got the blues and we've got the purples. So this is a past situation. It could be chaotic that has the need to be healed. So moving forward here, let's go to the opposite of the spectrum. What needs to be, or what is being suppressed right now? What is something that is not being understood? Loving the darkness. Very interesting. So again, there's something going on when you are alone with yourself, and it doesn't feel very magical. But the universe is here to say it actually is very magical. This is translucence. This is about transformation. That snake that we saw earlier, right? Shedding the layers, getting through the emotions, going through that inner duality. You may have some contrast going on, some confliction, and what you're tending to do is power through it and say, I am okay, I have the iron fist, I am going to move forward. I have the fire within me. My destiny is clear. I know what I'm here to do. Get out of my way. And that is totally okay. And I love that power. But then we also have the expression of paying yourself back, the expression of saying, I deserve this happiness. I deserve this abundance, this overflow. And I have my intention, and the intentions are set, and the universe sees what it is that I want. But then when it comes time to ask for help, there's a little bit of an issue. And so at the bottom of this deck here, we have protection. And this woman is growing spikes like a porcupine. And it says setting the personal boundaries. So there may have been a time where boundaries were, and look at the color scheme again. There may be a time in the past where boundaries were not respected, and we had like a walking all over energy. And so now the universe says, go ahead and have those spikes, that ground rules, those avoidance of the chaos, right? The innocence being reprimanded or taken advantage of kind of gets in the way of our own personal understanding of what is pleasure, of what is the ability of overflow, receptibility, those types of things. So let's move forward here. Get a couple more cards here for clarity. So this is the Tao Oracle. It's a Chinese oracle based on the I Ching, or the Book of Changes. And I will put a list in the description box of all of the decks that I use, as well as how to have your own reading done. Interesting. So we have the darkening of the light. Maintain a low profile. Look inward for, look inward first. Let's see. Caution and moderation, difficulties, self-protection, and subduing your brilliance. Interesting. So we will come back to that, because I do think it has to do with this sort of past situation. So maybe I'll put this here. There's some reflection going on, and I'm called to this one as well, which is at the bottom of the deck after I shuffled. This one says limitation. It says self-discipline, practice, self-respect, introspection, rituals, cultivating patience, building up of energy and maturity. And I just love how those colors are so much the same. We have this solar plexus energy that is happening here. And this cultivation, it's, okay, give me a moment. Limitation does not mean holding yourself back. Limitation means I know what is my bullshit or my baggage, and I know what is somebody else's. I have this discretion, yeah? And so what beliefs are yours and what beliefs are someone else's? What influence is yours and what influence comes from someone else, right? So we're not actually darkening the light that is coming in through us. We are turning down the light so that we can be with ourselves, right? So we have more of this happening. What is mine and what is someone else's, and where is that line? So maintaining a low profile and subduing ourselves does not mean that we have to stop sharing, because the universe wants us to share the things that are pleasurable, but the universe also wants us to know what is pleasure and what is dark. What are we riding on? What are we believing to be true at the end of the day? And how can we control that based upon what we learn when we're in states like this? So visiting your, I'm hearing loved ones, but also your spirit guides, and asking for assistance from the above. From the above. Yeah, so everything above here is messages from the spirit realm. So there are things that have gone on that make you question who you are at your core. There's this very deep core message here of coming back to, right, this protected space where the light is, and then we have darkened the light, right, and put our heart inside this cage. And yes, we're towering over it all with this universal message and this third eye open, but there's core messages here stuck in the past of the innocence being compromised, which is totally and completely understandable. So what we're going to do next is we're going to pull an animal card, and it will be kind of crowning the reading. What animal message could help us on this journey here? Camouflage. Interesting. I was expecting the porcupine because we had the porcupine there. Camouflage and the fox. Oh my goodness, one just flew out. Did you all see that? Okay. And then we have fear. Okay, give me one moment. So, two fell out together. The fox is all about forward thinking, the left brain thinking. He can stand for cunning abilities or manipulation in a sense, but the word is camouflage. Okay, and this is about you. So there's been a camouflaging going on, if I had to intervene here, right? Where we're not really expressing, or this is what is being suppressed, right? So I think the fox is coming here to say, you are camouflaging the things that don't serve you so that you can outwardly express what is serving you and your power. What that does though is tells the universe, this is between you and the universe, no one else. This is very private, right? That there is a little bit of fear that what this space here, right? We have these structures. We've built these structures to protect, and the deer represents gentleness and that innocence again. So we've built a structure around our innocent places and within ourselves, right? And the universe sees that as fear. So yes, this is one of those moments where they say in online spaces, I'm being called out by a deck of cards. In a sense, yes, because this is what the universe sees. I'm afraid of this innocent place that is underneath a structure, and I don't want to bring that forward because that would look like this. Being outside of the structure means I'm open to the elements. But right under this, we have here the Woodward. And this is somebody who has seen and who has blood on their spear, right? And they have animals on their side. They have a cup full of medicine. They have the hawk flowing over the top, giving them messages. They are the mature person who has seen difficulty. And for that, they have earned the respect of the universe, the respect of the divine, right? Because they have faced and come to terms with the things that they might have needed help with. And in so doing, asking for help, they say, okay, something I'm afraid to look at, which have to do with my inner innocence and parts of self. So rather than building a structure to keep those things hidden, right? To keep this core protected, I instead will come out of the cave and see it for what it is, because it adds to my maturity. It adds to my ability to help others. It adds to who I am at my core. And so I don't have to be afraid of this duality within myself. I instead will outwardly progress it. And in so doing, we have illuminated different things. Things happen for a reason. Things are broken and played with, or, compromised and chaotic to bring more of this energy so that you can ground and humble and then break out of it to find this beautiful peak of joy. And that endurance, right? That beautiful protection that says, here's where my boundaries are. Go ahead and try me, right? There's power there. There's power in understanding the innocent parts of ourselves that have been remaining hidden. So we're going to do one more. This is the Magical Times Empowerment cards. Oh, we have two here. Okay. Action. Do not hesitate. Movement creates magic. Nothing can hold you back. Beautiful. I love this duality here. Your passion is very straightforward. You know what you're here to do, and you are focusing on your abundance, your career, your money-making activities, and helping others do the same. So action taking place, very beautiful, very lovely. We're gonna go ahead and put that here. And then we have flexibility, the gentle flow through the turbulence. Life has the ability to shape you, so bend and not break. I love the duality with that here. The turbulence, but what are we going to do with it, right? We're going to soar out the top of it and, you know, ride the wave, become the mermaid that flows with and not against, and we find that joy. But it comes through the chaos. So we're going to go ahead and do one more crazy thing, which is to rearrange all of the cards to tell a story. So give me one moment and we're going to go ahead and rearrange the cards. It does take me a moment, so in the meantime, I'll go ahead and remind you to check out the description box where you can schedule your own reading and get to know the other services that I offer. Tarot cards are probably about 10% of what it is that I do. I am actually a spiritual online business coach, so I help those who are looking to have their own spiritual business, which this may be calling to you to say, you're worth it, you're worthy of that massive compensation, and there's no reason to hide any part of you. I help others to gain clientele and scale their businesses online, to quit the 9 to 5, find that freedom-based lifestyle, and go within to find happiness and joy. Okay, so let's go ahead and tell a story here. I'm gonna go ahead and move these out of the way. Ooh. Okay, so we have some inward focus going on. This beautiful understanding that I create my reality. I look within to find the future and to find where I'm going. Give me just a minute, you all. This does take me a little bit, there it is, to find each card. So we have this beautiful oneness that's coming about. Our eyes are on the prize. We know what it is that we want. There's no question there. But there's always that little bit of hidden parts of us, right, that are here in this solar plexus energy. Maybe it drives us. Maybe that orange energy creates more of that fire. But there's parts of this situation that still are not understood and instead are being suppressed, put beside us, right? And what that does is it creates conflict within ourself. And it looks a lot like chaos. And it looks like unsafe circumstance, right? But in reality, it just reminds us to have boundaries, to ask for help when needed, and to master the waves, right? Climb on top of the waves rather than letting them move you around. And it comes back to joy, right? It comes back to our own personal innocence. There's always, always the ability to reclaim that with those boundaries, with what has happened, with what has gone on. Because our intentions are pure. We know what we want, and that is abundance. And that is taking inspired action to bring us to abundance and overflow. That's our intention. That's where we're headed. And it looks to me as though it's not going to be difficult for you. But what we also need is different perspectives of the flow of energy, kind of a bird's eye view to see deeper into what's creating fear and perhaps getting in the way of our fullest potential. And what we get is, again, riding the wave, flowing through turbulence. Because life has the ability to shape you, so bend and not break. So come back to a different way of viewing the past and the innocence and compromising and situations that have been icky, and let that chaos spiral up out of control and then ride the wave up and out of it. And again, how do we do that? Of course, I have to digress and go backwards. Is this energy right here. Taking action, sprouting wings, and getting out of it unscathed. So we have birds and bird's eye view all over this reading for you. So the perspective needs to change, right? From the very beginning, we had a perspective card. Of course, we shuffled it in, but the perspective changes from the anger or compromise or problematic situation to being, thank you so much for driving me and giving me this wave to ride all the way up and out. Right? You have the ability, you have so many beautiful abilities. So have courage in your pursuit of this situation and getting out of it. Don't forget who you are and where you come from. Those boundaries are key, and that worth is key. So reminding yourself and expressing to others that you are based in joy. Your happiness runs the show. The fear does not run the show. And you know that. I don't think that's a problem with you. But that illumination of what has happened and bringing things to light that are difficult to see crumbles the structure, it crumbles that protection, and makes you feel a little bit unnerved. And the universe is here to say, it's okay to be unnerved by riding the turbulence or riding the clouds, but that's part of what makes you you. That duality, that contrast, right, with the this here. We don't want to get in our own head and having choices that make us, feel icky. We don't want to cower down and give in to the fear of anything. We want to take action based upon the turbulence we've been given because we feel more grounded and more aligned with where we are headed when we are in alignment with where we are and where we have been. So allow yourself to feel the pleasure, to be rewarded fully, compensated fully, because you have it in you, your eyes are on the prize. Just make sure your joy is not ever, ever compromised by what has happened with this innocent child energy here. Your eye is on the prize. Just keep yourself in the state of happiness and joy and be led by the universe, asking for help when you need it. So reach out to me if that's something that you do need. I do spiritual coaching, as I mentioned before, and I'm happy to help you out. So check out the description box for my links. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for next month, and I will see you all in April. Thank you so much. Bye.